Hello, this is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. This video is about toggles and how to tie your backpack up to a tree so that way you can keep your backpack up off the ground. For me, my backpack is very precious to me. I got my Frost River backpack with me today. The ground here is wet, it's soggy, it's mush, it's snow, it's slushy, and even in the summertime it can get wet and muddy and disgusting, and I really don't want to be in a position of where I got to put my backpack on the ground. It's very precious to me. I'd rather keep it clean and dry. So I'm going to show you two very particular methods on how to tie your backpack up to a tree. This method I'm going to show you is the most common one, and then I'm going to show you the one that I use. So this one in particular is very simple, it's very easy, and very effective. First off, you'll need a piece of string, and this is the one thing that you keep with you all the time. It's not something you just replace every single time. So the string length is roughly in the, I'll actually, before I get to that, the length of the string is actually entirely up to you. I'd say a perfect length is somewhere in the general range of around 6-ish feet, maybe a little more, a little bit less. It's entirely up to you, as your personal preference. And the first thing you want to do is tie a loop on one end. This is a simple double-handed overhanded loop, double overhanded knot to make that one loop. It's nice and strong, it's not going to go anywhere. And what you want to do is when you wrap it around the tree, you simply just want to take the loose end and slip it through the loop. So I'll show you right now. So here's the loop end. You're going to bring it around to the loose end, slip it through, just like that. A lot of times it's better to have the string a little too long rather than too short, because then if it's too short you're going to have very little to play with, and you got to tie another knot to tie the stick through so you can actually hang your backpack with. So right now I got about another 5 feet right down to the ground here. So what you want to do right here, that's it. That's all you got. You want to have the string long enough for the diameter of the tree, and then have extra for the actual toggle itself so you can actually hang your backpack from. So I got a stick right here in my pocket, ready to go. I'm going to tie a knot, put the stick through, hang my backpack, and then I'm going to show you a close-up on how to do this knot. So there you go, it's just like that. It's very simple, it's very effective. It's not going to go nowhere, it's nice and strong. So let's put my backpack up, show you. My normal gear is in here. It's not like I added bricks in this backpack or anything. It's just my normal stuff that I put in here. And there you go. Hangs nice and firmly. It's not going to go nowhere. It's nice and tight. It's holding up here. It's holding here. Good to go. This is the most common method of hanging your backpack. This is the one that I see most people doing. This is not the particular method I use anymore, and I'm going to tell you why after I show you how to do the knot. Let's take that off there. Put my backpack back on for safekeeping. So let's take this off now. That way I can show you guys how to do the knot up close. I'm sorry to say I do not know the name of this knot, otherwise I would definitely tell you what it is. But if I find out what it is in the next little while, I'll put it in the description. So like before, let's pretend my neck is a tree trunk and hopefully I don't strangle myself doing this. So, dangerous. Don't try this at home, people. So you got the line hanging down. So what you want to do at this point is you want to create a loop, just like this. You want to have the loose end in front. And basically what you're going to do is you're just folding the loop upwards so it looks like this. Pull the middle through. Stick your toggle in it, cinch that down, you're good to go. So it's going to look like this. So I'll do that one more time, just so you can make sure that we got it all nice and evenly straight. Again, here it is. You want to make a loop. The loose end comes right in the front of the line. If you do it the other way around, it's not going to work. At which point, what you do here is simply just take this, fold it up, take the middle through, and you're simply cinching it up like that. And my thumb is the toggle here. It's very simple, it's very easy. Now, the reason why I don't do this particular method anymore, I used to do it for a long time, but not anymore. And the reason is because that, there are two main reasons. Is one, is the toggle itself, the stick. I'm not always in areas like this where I can just pick up random sticks off the ground, and even then you gotta go walking around trying to find a stick. It's gotta be a nice perfect length, a nice size, a thickness. You know, you gotta make sure it's not some mushy little dead piece that's gonna break under the weight and then basically just defeats the purpose entirely. So that's the one reason. And the other reason is the knot itself that I just showed you right here. I find that after long periods of time where I don't tie up my bags, maybe I just put the bag in storage and didn't go hiking or camping for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly it comes time to hang it up and I'm like, oh crap, how do I tie the knot? I don't know I don't remember it. How do I do it? Oh no, And there's some people I know of who are new to this kind of thing and they don't know how to tie the knot either. So at which point that brings me to the method that I use right now. This is the method. For this method, you keep the stick with you all the time. And this is like simple. It's just like, it takes up almost no space in my backpack. It weighs virtually nothing. And when it's time to use it, I just unravel it. The length of rope for this one is generally in the range around 8 feet, give or take. It doesn't have to be exact. It's up to you. What you do with this one is you fold the string in half. You basically loop it around and you put the free end through the loop and then tighten it off. So it's going to look like this. It's very simple and easy. I've also cut a small notch in the wood right here, so that way you can it slips into the string when it tightens up, it slips into the notch, preventing that stick and the rope shifting side to side. So it stays nice and firm, stays right in the middle, it doesn't go nowhere. And then of course you got that nice long access here, so that way, again, for a big tree or a small tree, it doesn't matter. So here we go. Simply wrap it around. Wrap it around. You don't have to wrap it around like 20 times, but I found a couple, even I can tie it off just like this and leave the rest dangling. Sometimes I go a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. It depends on the overall thickness of the tree. If it's a lot more thicker, you can only wrap it maybe once or twice. But a small, decent sized tree like this, I can get away with tying it multiple times. And again, no skill whatsoever, just a couple of simple overhand knots on the back end of the tree, and that's all it really needs. I do roughly around 2 or 3 overhand knots, so that way it stays nice and secure, and above all, it's easy to untie. And look at that. When it comes with a little bit of play, I like that because then it makes it easier to attach and detach from my backpack entirely. So I just slip that through. It hangs really nicely. Let's get this off here. So that's basically what it looks like. Sorry, a pop-up actually came up on the phone there, so I had to take a moment to pause. See on the back side there, just simple overhand knots, nothing special, no skill required. And this is the method that I use all the time, and it works beautifully. Even with a bigger camping backpack, I use the same. The length of the stick is roughly around 4.5, maybe 5 inches tops. Roughly pinky, the first figure to the pinky is usually good enough. This is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. See you around.